From the very beginning, the concept of Ready Now Yuma has evolved. Now that we find ourselves, a number of years into the project, there's a sense of gratification, that we're all still working and engaged today with that same sense of urgency and optimism and hope that we started on this project, a handful of years ago.
You can see and feel the confidence in the work we're doing, and the culture shift with Ready Now Yuma has really started to hit.
The attitude is different. The teachers are walking taller. The administrators are more visible. The kids are quite proud of themselves.
You hear it directly from the students saying, here's what I'm doing, here are the courses I'm in, and here are my plans for post-high school.
I'm so excited, honestly. I'm so excited to go to college.
I want to become a psychiatrist.
I actually want to enter into the forensic field.
I would like to be a sports broadcaster.
Se da la vuelta y sigue andando, golazo!
Stuff like that, and that's sort of like something I would want to do.
I see that a lot of my peers who are just excited to go to college because they don't have to worry about their readiness. They know they're ready.
If Yuma's going to continue to grow and continue to prosper, education plays a major role in a lot of ways.
What a lot of people in this community are trying to do is say, let's achieve greatness.
We all have that belief in every single student, college and career ready.
That's what Ready Now Yuma is. It's a change of culture.
This is a big deal. We need to make sure that we get it right because our children deserve us to get it right.
When you look at a career pathway for a student, it's very important that we have high quality programs. And I think we're finally being able to make that move as we continue to progress. After our students finish their sophomore year, then they have that opportunity to say, what am I going to explore next? What they're bringing from their first 2 years in the academics, the paths are just so open to them.
I can take engineering, but then I can also go over next door and I can take welding.
We're seeing a real uptick in kids who are CTE and taking AP classes at the same time.
You have the ability to go wherever you want to go within your education in our district.
What my school does, which is really awesome, is that they give us this sheet and they'll give you every single class that they offer, and you get to go through and you get to pick the one that you want, which is awesome because it gives you all these options and you get to do whatever you want to do because you get to decide the pathway that you want to take.
When you don't make those choices for kids early, then as they progress through the system, they're empowered to make the choices on their own later.
I want to do something that has to do with space, regardless of what it is, even astronomy or physics. So I had all my classes being AP my junior year, which was 5 of them.
I've often thought about going into politics. Student council is my favorite class. I've thought about working downtown, the mayor's office. That's one of my dreams. My career is going to be my life soon, my means of support, I would say, so I feel like going to a college is most important for me right now.
I've decided that I want to go to university. There's these tests that you take at the end of the year, and if you pass, you can get a Grand Canyon diploma. This is something that I can do to prove to colleges and to myself that if I set a goal and I work hard at it, I can achieve it. And I did.
It really is starting to seem like the kids are making those connections on their own. We're seeing a real mesh of the college and the career together.
I definitely do feel that I'm being prepared for the next step. I took my first child development class. It's a CTE class. We're able to interact and learn about children while we're studying them. We're dealing with things that aren't a joke. And when you move on from high school, whatever you do, every step you take, that makes an impact on what you're going to end up doing for the rest of your life.
We've opened up opportunity for students to start really taking a hold of their educational experience while they're here, and I think that's powerful.
They're engaged and they're coming to school and they like school and they have those goals for post-high school, which includes whether it is the career and obtaining a certificate or it's going on to post-secondary to continue with their education.
Curriculum fidelity and a guaranteed and viable curriculum is something that is a focus for Ready Now Yuma.
The curriculum fidelity has to be there in order to have the conversations, in order to examine the data to see if what we're doing is working.
It continues to be and will always be foundational to provide the Cambridge, the training on the curriculum.
Earlier this year, we had Cambridge trainers come to us from Cambridge, and they provided what's called face-to-face training.
It is an unfamiliar pedagogy for them. So very often they're asking for confirmation of, are they doing it right?
It's a lot of different facets to it.
And for us to truly understand our curriculum and be able to keep it real and authentic for our students, we have to truly understand it as well.
It's really just about practice and gaining confidence and seeing those results coming in better.
The other thing we've done this year is really focus on professional learning communities at the district level. And so we brought in 50 teachers from across the district from all content areas and had 2 days of professional development with them.
Teachers that teach the same Cambridge class come together and have a chance to work together on common assessments, on scope and sequence.
And then their task was to go back and share that out at their campus level PLCs.
It's just become the way we do business now as far as teachers learning from each other.
The other focus that I think we've been able to really leverage this year is that we have a 3-tiered coaching support program, if you will.
You have the instructional coach that helps them with classroom management, helps them with, how to work a classroom, how to get information from the students, how to get them to collaborate, getting those kinds of things.
We have, thanks to our partnership with Helios, our Ready Now Yuma coaches.
We really help them with all parts of the challenge, supported and prepared. We want them to be prepared when they're in front of their students. We want them to feel comfortable with what they're doing with the curriculum.
And then the third coaching position that we have now is our data technology coaches.
How to use Illuminate, how to do testing using the computer, how to make technology more effective in the classroom.
And those 3 coaches working together, if you think about a stool and how the 3 legs really stabilize it, that's stabilizing the teachers in their work.
Whenever I need something, I know that I can rely on them for support. So if it's a question on how to use Illuminate or how to use Canvas, I can go to one of them. If it's a question on, I'm not sure if this lesson makes sense, I'm not sure if this is being taught right, they're there for me in that.
Our coaches are a huge component of helping ensure curriculum fidelity, and it's really amazing to see it just blossom and spread.
The concept of student supports has always been an area that we've prioritized from the very beginning, but as we've started to find our ways now 2 and 3 years into the implementation, it's becoming so much more real.
Everybody's valued, everybody comes in, everybody's expected to learn, but we also know that not everybody learns at the same rates or in the same ways. So how do we address the fact that we've got a mixture of learning styles and readiness for learning in a classroom? One of the best ways to do that is through differentiation.
When you're differentiating as a teacher, you are really looking at whoever happens to be in the room.
Students who are struggling get brought up to speed, students who are kind of in the middle ground get pushed further ahead, and our high-end students continue to get pushed along as well.
We're working toward an ideal of personalized learning, even as we expect students to work and learn together.
They all are talking about and getting the same content, and they're learning within the same room with each other, and the teacher is deciding, okay, do we need to have groups? Are they fine with partners? How are we going to learn today?
Sounds simple, but it's not easy. How do you support every student, continue to give them access to a high expectations curriculum to allow the student then to take advantage of upper division pathways and then pursue the career of their choice? How do you do all that? That's going to be the challenge, but I think our folks are up for the challenge.
The use of data has really been embedded into the fabric of what we do in all aspects.
Looking at data has become easier and is being used more often than it ever was before.
Before, data was just a number, and now data is interpreted and analyzed, and you can actually do something with it.
We had our formal rollout with the Illuminate system this school year. It's a multifaceted system that houses our assessment data. What's great about the Illuminate system is that it allows the teachers to have that data basically at their fingertips in a way that we hadn't had before.
That's how I group them. They're grouped based on their ability to critically think and reason in a scientific way. They're grouped on how they score with analyzing graphs and data, which is the ACT science, and then how they're doing in the actual class. So I have them grouped and paired based on all those different sets of data. So I use it constantly.
It's very exciting because they're using the technology, the software systems to enhance what they're doing.
We also have a learning management system called Canvas, which helps our teachers and our students organize the course learning. It's designed to basically mirror a live learning classroom.
Our teachers will put their PowerPoints, all the stuff that they talked about in class and everything, and if we ever need help, it's an app too, I have it on my phone. I can just go on there, click on it, and be like, oh, that's what we were talking about, I remember. So I can like write down notes and stuff like that. It's really convenient.
I've seen the whole evolution of the use of data in our district grow exponentially. Now the administrators are asking for different sets of data to assist them in their positions as well.
We look at data from the perspective of what questions does the data ask. When you can drill down, you can actually make much better progress in changing and adapting programs and how we teach and what we teach to fit what the students need.
And kind of looking at what is the message behind Ready Now Yuma and what we're trying to do, the objective of year 3 was let's focus on the ones who are part of this and really kind of focusing in on the kids and their accomplishments. One of the things we're extremely proud of this year was the Ready campaign, which we launched in May. And the Ready campaign was a series of billboards across Yuma featuring a student from that high school who was graduating in May. And within that billboard, there was a reference to go learn more about my story at readynowyuma.org. We saw a 78% increase of web traffic going to the site to check out those blogs.
Information has to be over-communicated in many different ways in order to reach all the audiences and help people understand what the change is, why it's happening, how it impacts them, how it's good for them, how it's good for their kids and their community.
We're acknowledging the fact that people get their information via Twitter. People want information via apps. We reached out to the different schools to be a part of our focus group. The idea came around about let's create an app that we could give them. We put something in their hand they can access that educates them on what they need to be able to think about, do, and talk about in order to go to college. I think it's just realizing and recognizing where are people at, and then let's, as a district, meet them there and make sure that we're delivering messages via those modes of communication that people are using.
I think it is really important that we have professional, legitimate research around what we're trying to accomplish.
We want to really hold ourselves up and say, you know, what was done right? You know, where may we have improved or would have done things differently?
One of the things we want to see is their fidelity with implementation of the Ready Now Yuma plan. Are we seeing them implement the curriculum across all of the schools? Are we seeing teachers working in professional learning communities? Are we seeing data use across the schools? And finally, are they using that data to use student supports to improve instructional practice and overall student achievement? We work through external evaluators. They're surveying all of the teachers in all 5 of the comprehensive high schools around a number of domains, around collaboration, their beliefs in the program, the challenges that they faced, and then finally the students as well, because the students are the one on the ground. Do they find this curriculum and this program to be rigorous? Do they find it to be challenging? Are they successful? Do they think that they're prepared for college and career readiness?
That ultimately will be the kind of the truth in what Ready Now Yuma becomes in terms of our ability to then share what we've learned with the rest of Arizona, you know, and with the country.
A quote that stuck with me for the last 20 years, in America we have the ability to educate every student whose education is of importance to us. Whether or not we do will ultimately depend on how we feel about the fact that we haven't done it already.
I think you start with what's the potential of every student walking in the door?
I believe in my classroom that I have one of the greatest minds that has ever walked this planet.
Every child, no matter what the zip code is that they happen to live in or born in, deserves access to a high-quality education.
Every child could be everything they want to be. We need to give them that hope, and I think that's what we're trying to accomplish through Ready Now Yuma.
It will work in our town. It has worked, it is working, and it's working because we want it to.
What if we can achieve our ultimate success in Ready Now Yuma? Think how powerful a workforce we can create. Think of the economy we can drive. Think of how we can position Arizona as a leading state across the country.
If it can work here, it can work just about anywhere.
This is uncharted territory.
We're all in this boat together.
We are moving the needle.
I really do believe the students in Yuma Union High School District are the ones that really change the world tomorrow. I really do believe that, and I think we see it right now.